So now you want to
the mighty Farouk.
It's been a while.
I've been authentic all my life, no ending white rice. My mental is in strife, eternally I'm strife. My melanin resists the propaganda of my plight. Wealth on paper, so much royal remembrance when I write. Translate, incredible hope smash when I spit. And ain't no widow stopping me from grooming through my head. My sacrifice and sweat like a midsummer Eid. Your organs on the floor cause you keep raising up your deeds. These youngins add a sir like I got shoes on my feet. Like ain't no chinks in my mail, like I keep a sword in reach. Nights at the table here for green past the mead. My woman hold my vision, you're in trouble if we breathe. Athens in my ashes, my actions resemble Greece. No Apollo, just like me, now I follow a different creed. My enzymes is energized through honey and black seed. My chakras getting charged by the chi that's in the breeze. And 100 wings, that's an angelic feat. Those are different dimensions.
chasing it down, man.
Nah, not at all.
Extraordinary niggas. We back.
Are we back?
Yeah, I think so, man. Season 2.
Season 2, look at that.
Season 2.
It took us long.
It did. I had these grandiose plans, like, yo, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna do all this promotion.
How much you do?
I ain't do a damn thing, bro.
Damn thing.
Not related to this. Not related to this.
I'm just here.
You just here?
Mm-hmm. Listen.
Why are you acting like a brat?
No, Brett. Just here.
So we had a break. You know what I mean? And what you do during the break tonight?
Nothing. Work, kids.
Yeah.
That's it.
Some exciting dates.
Oh. I wouldn't say exciting.
Why wasn't it exciting? I seen some of your posts.
Oh, really?
You had some riveting posts. I can't remember. A couple was interesting. About the dates.
Oh, yeah. I had, a couple disasters, as usual. Just
it was like an ex-cop, right?
Just the usual.
No. You know what? I don't want to. He probably got access to all kind of intelligence and systems.
I doubt it. He can't even leave the house, so I don't think he can. He got real mad. This is kind of interesting, though. He got real mad because he said he couldn't date any woman seriously if they still had their ex-husband's last name. So if we got serious, I would have to change my name.
That's legitimate.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't think so?
Would you? I mean, just for dating?
Just for dating.
No, you
just
said
for
no. He said
if you got serious.
If you got serious, it would have to change.
Dating, no.
But he said if it got serious.
So if I'm seriously dating somebody, I have to change my name?
I mean, I'm taking serious as you moving towards the path of marriage. I mean,
well, if
serious.
we're married, that's maybe a different story.
What was your response?
I said I'm not going to do that.
You ain't say, well,
did you say it like that? Like you was his teacher? Like, I'm not going to do that.
I said, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. And he was like, so he just like.
Did he cut it off? Like, you know what? I'm done with her.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm not committing to that. And he was like, looked at me for like 20 seconds, and then he was like, now you'd be real mad if I just was like, okay, and hung up. I was like, no, I wouldn't.
but hold
this might be the worst negotiation.
But how you don't respond with a counter? You just, I'm not going to do that. There's no fucking wiggle room.
No.
You cut it off.
Well, no, it wasn't no wiggle room because I'm not changing my name for somebody I'm dating.
But that's what I'm saying. You didn't say that. To him, he might have thought about marriage, future.
No, he meant dating. I mean, this was like a culmination of a conversation. So
you be getting bits and pieces. What you just said was, if it gets serious, and as we're dating is getting serious,
yeah,
I'm not going to be dating or with no one who's going to be this somebody else's name. And I think that's legitimate.
I don't. I mean,
so you serious about somebody, you going to move the next step, you going to keep your name.
If we're getting married, that's a different story.
So what I'm saying,
but he said a year down the road, if we're seriously dating, then you would have to change your name. But people date for a long time and don't necessarily.
But why you ain't say unless we getting married, I'm not changing?
I mean, because that wasn't necessarily that's not necessarily accurate either. No, that's not necessarily accurate either.
That's my point.
And to be clear, I don't even care about like my last name like that. It ain't even mine.
That's the whole fucking point.
But also,
that's what he's saying.
No, but change it what back to another man's name, my dad's name.
Change it to your name, which was yours before. It was the ex's.
And then once we get married, then change it to his name. Again?
I mean, listen, he asked for a lot of shit. I'm not disagreeing with that. But I'm saying your counter skill was horrible.
No,
You said
I didn't have a counter. No was the answer. I don't believe I had to have a counter for somebody I knew for 2 days.
She was already short with the boy. He already had a set of demands.
No, listen,
she was already
like
short about.
I sound like you ain't like that motherfucker, and that's why you.
I didn't. But also,
okay, but my point is that's not that bad of a request.
I think that's unreasonable.
I've dated people before. I was talking to you before. I was like, yo, like you still got your ex last name? Okay, well if we ever go married, what you think about that? Like if we going down that road, you gonna keep it?
That's not what he said though.
No, I might be more articulate than he might be.
Okay,
but my point is
that's
when
fine.
you respond,
trust me,
but when you just respond and say no, that's not going to happen.
Well, it's not.
Then it's impasse.
already shuts down.
So anyway, that was like after 2 days of talking, and I was like, no. I mean, there was many other reasons to cut that off anyway. And he was like, well, look, if I just hung up right now, you'd be mad, wouldn't you? And I was like, no, I wouldn't be mad. If that's your line, I'm not going to argue with your line. You know, your deal breaker, whatever. And he was like, he looked at me for like 10 seconds, and he was like, you know what? I'm just that confident in my, you know, and what I have to offer. Then I'm gonna still stick around, and you know, we're gonna see where this goes. And I was like, okay. But
and where it go?
Crashed and burned, buddy.
Crashed and
You want to know why I crashed and burned?
Sound like shit never take off.
You want to know why I crashed and burned? Because I googled him and found out that he was just out of jail, and that's not necessarily a deal breaker to me. But the thing was,
that's the one I posted. I think I read.
Yeah.
What'd you say about it though? You said somebody just out of jail and they want what?
Oh, like he wanted me to like have my life revolve around his like
house release.
His house release.
That's what you posted. That's the post you said. I remember.
Yeah.
You said somebody just get out of jail and they want you to bend all the way backwards because they got limitations.
And then he said, and then he also another thing which I didn't post this, but I was telling my girlfriends the other day, like I was on FaceTime with him one time and he was like, "Can I see your arm?" And I'm like,
"Oh yeah."
Well, it was the arm, yeah.
That's legit though. That's legit.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
That's legit.
Listen.
Well, but the thing is,
I don't date fat chicks.
Anything okay, well, I don't even want to go there. That's a whole nother topic.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't. So.
Okay, I don't care about that. But my thing is that you have like all these demands and you can't leave the house past 9:30.
I mean, listen, but I agree with that limitation. But see, you gotta compartmentalize some of the stuff you're saying in its totality. Of what
it's bad,
but it's all coming from the same person.
That's what I'm saying.
I said in the totality because you said like when you post that, it sounds like that's the one issue.
Well, that was the first thing.
And with the arm thing, I think I commented.
I don't think you commented.
I was going to because I was like,
because you know all my friends would have like
that's legit. Because you was like, is that the new tech nowadays?
But just because your arm jiggle don't mean you fat, first of all. And second of all, like...
That's a good sign. Pretty good sign.
No, it's not.
Ankles, arms, they're pretty good signs. I'm saying it's hard to hide the fat. You might have a gut, but if you have nice size, your arms area going to be a little jiggle right there. You're fat. You have the ankles, you have the knee. I mean, it's still a good sign. What my man? How did what's name tell?
Who? Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. The wrist.
The wrist.
Those are sections
it was in the
body.
movie. I don't know Ray Charles personally, but when Jamie Foxx played Ray Charles,
apparently that was his thing. He'll feel your wrist.
Feel your wrist. I don't know. So look. All right, look. I want to say congratulations, Mook.
Oh, what's up?
Mook man opened a restaurant. You been to this restaurant?
No. Fuck no, I ain't been to that restaurant. And I ain't going either.
That's cool though.
Yeah, I mean,
she responded to it.
I wouldn't want to get fat eating that food there and have jiggly arms from eating corned beef hash or whatever the fuck you serving in there.
Yeah, you might get a little chubby.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Oh my God.
You got fat chicks, you taking their money though, ain't you?
You working out. Listen, fat people are cool with me. I just don't date them.
Listen,
ain't nothing personal.
So look,
I don't do double digits. 8 and under.
I don't know what's that size.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I don't think I dated a double digit.
So anyway, congratulations. You opened a restaurant, you and your brother, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Open Cher's restaurant.
I say they got to be BB, not Lane Bryant.
Why is he like this?
I don't know.
Why is he just want to set me off today?
He couldn't
you
wait
can
to
see
get
him
back
over
on.
there just stewing, thinking of things to say to make me
Those are true statements, though.
He couldn't wait to get back on. Yo.
I'm BB only. No Lane Bryant.
I don't know what BB is.
You know the BB that clothes all the small girls they always wear.
I don't know. So he couldn't wait to get back on.
But yeah, we opened a restaurant. Cher's is cool. You know, we're going 3 weeks now.
Don't
You know,
like it
You said 3 weeks?
3 weeks show.
Alright.
Keep rolling.
That's what's up, man. I like to
Germantown,
see.
holla at us. I ain't gonna make a promo out of this.
No, it's a big deal. It's a big deal,
We got this
man.
banging banana pudding, bro. Banana pudding is fire.
Right.
Yo,
Listen.
the fire. Yo, he had the joint. He tore it up.
I didn't have
He
banana
tore it
pudding.
up, yo.
I don't really.
Why are you doing this?
He tore that shit up.
I don't really
He
eat
came
banana
into it
pudding like
He had
that.
like 3 of them. He had like 3 of them.
I did eat the banana pudding you brought in.
Thank you.
It was good. I don't really, you know what I
He
mean.
tore that joint up though. Bought 3 of them one time. Cleaned the whole.
No man. So black owned business.
It's
man.
his fault though, by the way.
Listen.
What's his fault?
The whole situation. Listen, I posted about it. I told him I was posting
He
about it.
asked me.
I told him
Yes.
He never got back to me and said yes.
Who, me?
Yes, he never got back. And by the
You
time
asked me
did,
that I
moved
want
on
to
with the
make
chick.
banana pudding.
I'm pretty sure I said yes.
He did not get back to me. He did. I'm pretty sure. With the deep ass voice. That's
I need
He
we need a
never got
producer
back to
in here
me.
that can pull it up.
He
you know
never
what I mean,
got back
and
to
pull
me.
up these direct messages.
And then when I went and finalized with the girl after picking the person, you then was in a post.
So wait, is it you got banana pudding there though, right?
Yes.
I don't really eat that.
Right here.
No, I mean at church.
At the restaurant, yes sir.
So what's your hours, man?
6:30 to Wednesday to Saturday.
Wednesday to Saturday.
Yeah, morning crowd, in and out, breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, make sure you go to the gym when you leave.
Mm-hmm. And then go to Bebe. No line down.
Listen. He a little, you know, he went through the whole dad bod thing. So
right.
it's a little bit of that mixed in there.
Oh, right.
I'm chilling. I'm cool where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
I'm chilling. I'm good.
I'm just saying. So
I'm good where I'm at.
So look, right? What is it? It's been a while.
I bought a dad bod shirt too. That's a weird name.
Did
It's not a dad bod. It's a father figure.
It got like a fake 6-pack or something.
No, I just say it's not a dad bod. It's a father figure.
Oh, all right.
Nice, John.
So so we've been going for what?
Too long.
Too long. Almost 2 months.
A lot of shit happened.
A lot of stuff happened.
Shit happened today. Go ahead, get into it.
So look,
Let's say you're pro-black militant shit.
This one.
Go ahead.
So what happened today? It was a police shooting today in West Philly. Not that long ago today. For me, it's more the same. Just watching that stuff, like what it do to you as a black man in America, like the feelings that it invoke. You know, it just resonates with some of the, like, you know, just that feeling like this place ain't really for us.
What's for us?
For African Americans.
Where is for us?
I'm not saying that I know where that is. I'm just saying
probably the suburbs where you live.
No, it ain't for me out there. Shit.
I'm just saying I'm not saying where it's for us. I just know that this not for us.
But you can't always say shit like this is not for us. This place is for us.
Why not?
Because you got to have a solution. Where is for us?
So
like if you got a girl, right? You dating girls. You like, oh, this girl, they're not for me. Well, what is for you? Because at the end of the day, you just keep saying this is not. Well, what is?
Well, I mean, I think part of that is, first of all, you don't have to. With the dating analogy, you might not be with nobody.
So you might say being by yourself is for you. That's fine, but if you want to say something is, in my opinion, if you ever say you don't want something, you have to be understanding what you want. You ask your wife what you want. I don't know, and then you bring some shit home. And you're like, I don't want that. Well, why didn't you say what you want? We get that. Men say that all the time.
So what we want.
Same way. So what is for us?
What we want. That's a process, though. That's a process. So just because I don't have a solution, don't mean that there isn't a solution. Just because I haven't figured out how to solve a particular problem doesn't mean that there isn't one.
I don't disagree, but you cannot say that. I don't disagree. I didn't say it wasn't a problem. Policing in and of itself is a problem. But you said it resonates that this place is not for us. So it's not about this. So
for one, that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And for two,
it's not for us though.
I mean,
so where is for us?
I don't know.
Listen.
For us, wherever you are, that's my opinion. Wherever you are is for you. If you in that place, God wanted you to be in that place. You can make it your own.
So I understand that concept.
For us?
I understand that concept of what you're saying, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that the place where our existence is best is here. Just because you don't know where it is, don't mean
you where then.
Well, I don't know. All right. I don't know.
That's what's wrong with that militant shit. We always got all the questions and no answers.
So So
It's the truth.
just because I understand that concept doesn't mean that I don't have a problem with balancing those things.
Balance what things?
This place not being for us and still realizing that this is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with balancing that.
But if you say that, it's a lack of, in my opinion, when you start and saying this place is not for us, then you really can't balance because you taking accountability. I'm about to say it because you technically can't accountability because I'm not even supposed to be here. So if you say I'm not even supposed to be like this is nothing, then you, in and of itself, any change, any all that type shit, you're really removing yourself from it because you're saying this is not for me in and of itself.
So I'm a recommend that you read some W.E.B. Du Bois when he talks about double consciousness. Also, some Ta-Nehisi Coates. He also talks about double consciousness and the understanding of what it is to be an African American or Black American.
You told me you don't believe in African Americans. You told me before.
You said I don't believe in what?
African American. You said there's no African American. You had that conversation with me before.
Nah, not me, bro.
Not you.
Not me.
Right.
I'm just saying it is a real thing called double consciousness that is expounded on and talked about and written about when it comes to our existence.
But you're saying at the end of the day, if you're going to sit there and say that this place ain't for us.
It's double consciousness. It's simple. It's simple. We don't even got to do this no more.
Okay, I disagree.
Double consciousness.
Right.
It's a real thing.
No, I know it's a real thing.
Okay,
I don't believe that's exactly. Good. Keep going.
It's like, he's going to fact check.
Look. We go to the phones.
Remember when he got the data the last time?
Right. Oh my God. He barraged us with Texas and
charts.
Right. So I'm just saying. And part of that is that when you see policing done in communities that's not Black communities, when you see
don't look like this,
it don't look like that. The outcomes are severely different. Mm-hmm. So in the video, is the police it's a guy going around a car and he has a knife and the police are asking him to stop. I think it was reported that they said put down the knife. And he didn't. And I don't know how many shots, Mo.
10.
Why don't bring me up in this shit now?
Oh no, right.
Because what I thought with double conscience is not what you're exactly referring to. But keep going.
So what do you think double how do you understand double consciousness?
Which is what I read, which was basically the concept.
You just look it up. Wait. Did you look it up real quick?
Yes, because I confirmed what I thought. Because I don't want to say something and be completely wrong.
All right, go ahead.
I thought it was as a person who's like basically saying, I'm in a situation where it's an effed up situation, and I got this effed up circumstances, but I gotta also consciously think about how to get out of the situation in the world I'm in. So it's like a position of like almost like the captivity concept. Like if you captive in a situation, you're basically in this situation, but you're also not a part of that situation. So you got two mental consciousness. You got consciousness of don't belong in this situation. Don't belong.
Didn't I just say this? Don't belong. So I didn't say this.
No, but let me finish.
Go ahead.
Don't belong means
Please,
you're not
expound.
from here. But don't, like slavery, perfect example, or colonialism. Not colonialism because they came and captured them. But my point is that you don't.
I just want to know. Are you listening to this?
I'm listening.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Keep wrapping your shit up. No, because I'm saying the concept of what I believe double conscious was, which is pretty accurate. What I just read, which was that again, you don't come from that situation. So you're brought into a situation. You have a consciousness of being where you're from, where you're originally from, and then a consciousness of what you're dealing with a new society that's like against you, caught you. Your statement was that's not accurate.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. How is that different?
I'm about to say it.
That's why I'm waiting for you to finish.
No, because you keep attacking what I said.
How did I attack?
You keep making side
I made a face.
Okay, that's a fucking attacking it. If somebody says something, you like this. That's not.
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Anyway, what you said earlier was this place is not for us.
Right.
I do agree with you. There's a concept of double conscious when you're in here, but it doesn't mean that we can't make it for us. That's the difference I'm talking about. So the double consciousness to me, when I heard about it and I've learned about it before, I thought of it as more of like I said.
So the caveat that you're saying is that we can make it for us?
Yes.
I disagree with that, but okay.
But that's why I say when you say this place ain't for us,
right.
I don't look at that as a double conscious concept because you don't come from it. Don't mean it's not for you anymore.
So how do you make it for us then?
By changing it, by making adapt to your circumstances. Like you can come into a situation, you can be like, yo, it could be a double consciousness. Listen, you can go to a situation where you in a situation where you might be the only one of that. Perfect example.
The concept of being in a place, we We not from here.
Right.
Agreed.
So
Originally.
So this is what I'm trying to understand. How you discounting what I'm saying as double consciousness? I'm saying
not
we're not.
discounting it. If that's how you interpret it, that's fine. I'm not arguing with that.
I would think that is the major interpretation.
I'm simply saying that if you say that you're not, the concept you said, this place ain't for us.
Yes.
That's looking at like for future. That's not like saying, well, it wasn't made for us in the beginning. I agree to that. We wasn't supposed to be here. I agree to that. But if you say it ain't for us, it doesn't mean that we can't change or we don't have the opportunity over the past 60, 70 years and whatever that we have done to make changes. We've made changes.
Bro.
All right. Like I said,
Black people 11 to what? 13% of this population. Right.
Probably a little more, I think.
You think a little more?
I mean, close to 14.
14% of this population. All the major metrics, even the percentage of population that we are, has been steady. So when we talk about making it for us, first of all, if you understand group dynamics, you understand how a minority group.
You can't make it for you. I agree with you. For black people itself, we can't make it for you. I agree with that.
What black people get is at the limit of what white people could stand. That's it. That's it. That's why we don't get reparations. Reparations is such an American concept. You get injured, you get financially compensated.
Listen, I do agree with you.
White people can't. They not tolerating it.
I would disagree because some states have given reparations but I do agree with you that the minority can't get anything except if the majority agree with you. In any democracy, the majority has to agree with your plight in order to accept your plight, and then in order to become the majority opinion. So any democracy, forget black, white, in any democracy, the minority is always going to suffer at the majority. Agreed. I totally agree with that.
Have you heard how instead of, like in academia now, I guess, and not even just academia, but other places, instead of referring to black people or people of color as minorities, they're referring to it as the global majority now, instead to sort of like change the narrative.
Well, including and adding Spanish, Latino.
Global majority. So
no, I'm saying adding between. Oh, you're saying across the world?
Yeah.
Are black people the global majority? I'm not sure.
Black and brown.
Black and brown, definitely. Because you go to freaking India and Pakistan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. All I'm saying. What? They're brown. They're brown.
I mean, it's different. White supremacy is everywhere, though.
Right.
So, of course, your proximity to white you are.
But what you said is correct. If you're saying black and brown people, there are more black and brown people in this world than white people.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
I agree.
Because you're really talking about the northern hemisphere type countries, and it's like really like that's
that's
the
what
main
I'm
majority.
saying. I'm just thinking in terms of like.
No, I agree.
We, if we're talking about Black Americans, we're a small percentage, but across the diaspora, we have a lot of power. But for some reason, we haven't been able to manifest that.
But I think there's a whole other set of issues with that. But I just feel like at the end of the day, I'm not disagreeing America as a shit. I'll be the first to say it. I'm not proud of this country. Country got a lot of fucked up shit, without a doubt. But I've also been in enough other countries. I know a lot of times the fucked up shit we go through, we have opportunities to move ourselves, to remunerate ourselves, to become something that a lot of other countries you just have no shot.
Blow yourself up by your bootstraps.
No, you have an opportunity. Not saying it's going to happen.
But that's what double consciousness is, though.
Okay.
That's understanding. Understanding both sides of that is with double consciousness. So the policing.
What about
All right, so if they was, that's West Philly. Suppose they was on Penn. It was a frat party. It's a bunch of drunk white boys. One's out of pocket, drunk with a knife, running around a car. You think you would have shot him 15 times?
You can't put facts like that. And as a lawyer, you can't do that. Because you change out.
That's the problem with lawyers, though.
You can't change the facts. The facts are what they are.
Yeah, but it's enough case examples of.
Give me a case example. If you want to be a case example.
Where's our intern? So they can check the law library.
I'm saying, give me
pull us up.
Tell me a fact.
Cue the video
of a white dude
and show these crazy white
coming
dudes
after two. No. Here's the thing. You're making jokes, but you won't let me fucking talk. Because I'm saying what you want. If you want to do it, let's talk about it.
From a legal standpoint.
From a legal perspective, he raised a weapon. From a legal perspective, the officer retreated not once, not twice, probably 3 times. That from a legal perspective, if you have a weapon, which is a knife. Now, if you said it's a butter knife, I don't know if that's true or not. But if it's a kitchen knife, it's a butter knife. They some rules.
Some plastic.
Then that's some bullshit. But if it's a kitchen knife, then those officers are entitled to shoot.
All right.
Now,
so
should they shot all them times? Hell no.
Well, can you?
And I would like to think I wouldn't.
Can you talk about it not being a lawyer though?
I can't. You know why?
Because he's trained to be. He's trained to see it from a legal point.
No, even before as a lawyer, I look at things. I try my best to look at things on just trying to look at both sides and understanding both sides. And when I do that, I'm doing that looking at what someone. I've done this probably before as a lawyer. Now I might know the legal aspect, but even before a lawyer, I look at what would I do in that position. How would I? That's how I always look at things.
Yeah, but
so if I was in that position,
but you can't do that.
I'll be fearful for my life.
But you can't do that because you're not a white man.
Yeah.
And you see what I'm saying? Like,
I think you think they're both are white? Because I want them to look. I mean, video would look a little Puerto Rican.
But
yeah, but
back to the point about if it was a group of frat boys and not a bunch of niggas in West Philly.
The reason why I know because it wasn't a bunch of niggas in West Philly. What happened was again you change it if you had a frat party because if this is a black guy coming out of a frat party, I would be like that's ridiculous. You know why? You got a frat party, they drunk, all that stuff going on top.
Not a black guy, I mean a white guy.
Yeah, but
no, I'm saying if it was a black guy that did this to coming out of a frat party, I would agree with your fact pattern. Because that frat party in that scenario, you coming in to break up. For example, let me give a simple example. We don't know why they was called to the scene. What if they was called to the scene because he was wielding a knife and tried to attack somebody else? Now, a frat party is a frat party. We call it because somebody drunk. It's a different circumstance.
So this is the thing, right? I'm saying because
somebody could be you could be called to a frat party for somebody acting out too. You know what I mean?
But
we're not debating. We're not talking about the legality of.
We're talking about the humanity of it.
Because we already know that legally,
right? They're going to get off.
It's a lot. No. Legally, officers have a lot of leeway in how they can explain things.
That's actually not true. I'll be honest with you. Okay. Legally, that's not true. So what happened is the prosecutors don't want to prosecute them. But legally speaking, a lot of these officers that
but it's all part of the same systemic thing.
Exactly.
Where legally you could be wrong, but if the prosecutors you get the same outcome.
Let me ask you a question. But you're asking me about the outcome of my fucking opinion. Because you talk about the outcome, that's something different. We all know what's going to happen legally. You're talking about my opinion. My opinion is George Floyd was fucking wrong. He was dead ass wrong. I can name 20 other occurrences they dead ass wrong. This is different. That's not about what's good to outcome legally. So that's what I'm saying. To me, forget everything else you're saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying, but
then why you bring up all the other shit about the system? Because I know the system is fucked, and I ain't talking about the system.
Because it's not about.
You can't look at it. I don't think he's trying to say like you can't look at this as an incident. You're looking at it as globally.
Me personally,
I do. Law enforcement and prison industrial complex.
Me
right?
personally,
like that, and how that impacts black people and communities.
I give you example.
I look at them case by case scenarios.
So look, I give
unless you work with unless you have a shit like the LAPD, like it was like
blatant corruption,
or like New York PD was for a period of time. If you have that, then I'm like, you're right. I'm fighting them all. So
you don't think Philly PD is corrupt?
It's not that I don't think they corrupt, but I don't think this issue is a corruption. Okay. Like when they had them cops that was renegades, was sticking niggas up and all that, and you had that, they was going through it. I agree. But I'm just saying, I look at each police shooting as a case by case situation. That's how I look at it.
So I give you an example, right? And I'm gonna give you an example. So it's the law, right? And it's a phrase, and I know you're familiar with it. It's like the color of law. So it's how the law is applied and who is it applied to, right? So for example, you come to work late 10 minutes every day. Mm-hmm. Everybody at your job come to work late 10 minutes every day. Mm-hmm. They single you out, and technically you're wrong. You're supposed to be at work at 6 a.m. You get there
all the time.
So case by case, if I isolate that, it's like, well, you're wrong.
Yeah,
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? But
it's not applied equitably.
It's not applied equitably. Mm-hmm. So the use of deadly force is not applied equally across the board.
I agree with that. So that numbers I agree with that.
So while legally, dude got a knife, I get it.
Right.
Oh, I don't get it, but dude has a knife. I've seen this happen. And are they legally? Dude got a knife. You're a threat. I'm talking about the use of deadly force and how it's applied equitably in this country.
But I don't think you can apply what happens in Philadelphia. It's very, because police districts, precincts in and of themselves are separate entities. by county, by state. Unless you have a rampant, like I said, a rampant with a particular location, then for example.
Yeah, but whites. Go ahead. Finish.
Go ahead, bro.
No. Finish. Go ahead, finish.
I was going to mention, like, for example, the federal mandate that came down when New Jersey was doing driving while black. Like, when that came down, then you're right, it's a rampant across the board. So you can point to that and say, we got to fix that shit. And I think in America, we got to fix police shootings. And there's a lot of ways you can do by creating criminal statutes that separates and makes them automatically, like, responsible. Or you can even do shit where you can hire a special prosecutor in each state. It's a lot of shit you can do in the state. But what I'm simply saying is you have, me personally, I don't think you have to, me, I look at each of them separately only because they're not acting collectively. Like, perfect example, how I look at it separately. Minnesota, right? Minnesota that was George Floyd too, right? That was Minnesota. I remember when a while ago, they shot the other guy in a car, right?
Yeah,
Philando Castile, right? And then nothing happened, right? But then when the Somalian dude shot the girl, he got booked. Hands down, all of Minnesota, you respond, Minnesota police at that point, Minneapolis, because it's in the same.
Yeah, but I don't need that to happen to already know what's going on.
So that's just like
I understand what you're saying. Like, you don't
school about like in classes that I have about whether, like, if somebody does something. Unless the intent is there, then it's not racist. But we know that's not accurate, right? So, like, even if an individual person doesn't have to be doing or saying something racist for the whole system to be racist, right? Like, that's systemic racism.
But we're not talking about the system. I agree the system is fucked. It's been fucked. I agree with that 100%. I'm not arguing that. I'm arguing in this situation, like I said, and I'm not even going to the law. Forget the law. Like I said to you, I look at both sides. And I think if I was that person on the shoes, I would pray that I would only shoot once, or shoot like in the air. I would pray that's what I do. Because at my nerves, I feel it, call it what you want, a little bravado, a little man enough that I wouldn't have to shoot this dude 4 or 5 times when he just got a knife. I feel like...
Didn't both of them shoot him?
They both shot. But if you notice, again, I don't agree with it, but if you know when officers shoot, they ain't like the movies. They just let go. I don't agree with that. I think first things first, I talked about it a while ago. London, perfect example. Most officers don't even have weapons. Like that's how we're gonna fix it. Like they don't have weapons. You have to get a special permit to have a weapon, and then you have to get like an authorization to even shoot sometimes. So my point is, like, there's a lot of systematic things we can do to fix it. I'm not saying this is right. I'm just simply saying people look at it and saying it's the same as all the rest. I don't see it as the same as all the rest. That's all I'm saying.
See,
I don't see.
I don't need a case study to know.
That's not a case study. That's my fucking eyes saw. What the fucking case? I watched it.
No, when we talking about the same as all the rest, I don't. You see what I'm saying?
Because I look at the rest as like someone rights were taken away from them
using excessive force against black people.
All right, so let me ask you this question. This is what the rest said. If they shot one time and they killed them, because all types come back, and we'll see. The first shot could have killed them. But let's say he shot one time and he killed them. Would it still be excessive force?
If one guy would have shot one time
and it killed them, would it be excessive force? Let's say just shot at him. Not a headshot, because none of these dudes, they look like 95% of the time the beat cop is fresh out of fucking police academy. So he ain't got no good artillery. He ain't no marksman. So let's say he said the same scenario. He shoots one time, he kills him. Pow, dead.
I think you got a better case to say it's not excessive force.
Okay, and I totally agree with that.
Or even, it was so many people there. He could have shot anybody, really.
What do you mean? No, he shot right at the person.
I know, but I'm just saying, you got 2 cops shooting guns, and it's like a crowd of people.
Well, listen, I totally agree, and I've said it from the beginning. It was too many shots. Ridiculous.
Right.
And I would, again, believe that if I did in that situation, I would shoot, but I think that's ridiculous.
It's going to be riots, you think?
They probably doing it now. I just got the alert on my phone.
I personally, but even the dude said, like the dude who was
in the car,
on the car, oh my God, oh you didn't shoot him that many times. Like the dude was, that was, he ain't say why you shoot him. George Floyd, it was why you on the neck, why y'all do that to him. This dude is why you shoot him so many times. I do, but these bulls are scared. They
You
punks.
can tell they look scared.
They punks.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like cops because they punks. There's a bull got beat up in high school, and then he come out and now he wants to be a cop.
It's like, yo, when somebody be like, you a cop? Oh, you
Exactly.
like that's like the narrative.
You
No,
just
I know
offended
dudes who's
everybody
like that
today.
though. Listen, I don't like cops. I'll be the first to say that. I mean, it's not that I have nothing against them. I just don't like how, like you said, I don't like how. Me personally, I didn't like fraternities. I didn't like people who get something and now it makes you something. You are who you are. A lot of cops, you know them, then they get a badge, they something. What? Really? I don't like
racking
that.
up a list of people he don't like.
I mean,
I don't.
I don't like cops. I
Right,
don't like
right.
fraternities.
I just I don't like
fat
fraternities.
girls.
I don't-
Everybody's
I
coming
don't-
for this
it's different.
podcast.
It ain't. I don't like fat girls. I just don't date them. It's a little different. But what I'm saying is, but you know how people the steal is about fraternity. You know somebody, they get a fraternity, now they all big time on campus. Like, who are you? I've never been that. We talked about it before about buying shit. I've never been that label guy. So for me, that's why I don't like cops because they get it, and then it's like you can't tell you nothing to them. Like what?
Can't say nothing to them.
Like I'm playing basketball, or we just regular dudes, and you like what?
Nah, I'm not arguing with you.
Like I had a bull at freaking the Eagles game bump me. He wasn't a cop, he was a black dude. He wasn't a cop, he was security. Bumped me all hard and then get mad at me because I didn't say excuse me the way he wanted me to. Then go say I can get you kicked out. Like what?
Right.
Like because you got this.
Power trip.
So that's why I don't like them. But I'm not against them. And sometimes when this shit happen, I always say like, all right, let me think about that. That's why before I even say that, I want to see the video. And I think about if I was in their shoes, if that was my son or my brother, and like I said, here's the thing, you asked me about all that shit you say about, which I agree with, the system and all that shit. If that's your brother, if that's your dad, any loved one, and he say, I'm not going to shoot, I'm going to try to take that gun out the boy's hand, and he gets stabbed, hits artery, and he dead.
I'm not saying.
How you feel? How you feeling?
I'm not saying.
No, I'm asking how you feeling.
I don't know. I mean, that's.
Are you trying
to become a cop?
I'm thinking. Why you trying to take the knife out his hand?
He's trying to disarm him, which is the non-violent way to go.
I feel like it's part of the job, though.
That would be.
I feel like it's part of the job. Like
I would be
took
pissed as fuck.
you took up a dangerous profession.
No.
I feel like it's part of. I feel like it's part of the job. I feel like
I feel you.
my thing is like you a cop. Why the comparisons of cops like I'm not comparing a cop to a criminal. I'm comparing a cop to somebody that took a job.
Who comparing it to the criminal?
I mean, just in general, like people like they don't. I don't really think they put it like you're supposed to be trained to do certain things.
But that's part of the problem. They're not trained that well.
You're supposed to be trained,
But that's part
to
they're not.
handle and mitigate certain situations better. You got training.
Do you realize that very few precincts in the country are even trained to handle mental illness?
I mean, that's part of the problem.
Yes.
I agree. I
I
agree.
mean,
and I know some dudes.
it's been a movement to try to
Right.
get that for the past
Right.
10, 15 years, precincts to be trained on how to handle mental illness.
Nah, I agree.
Now, whether that dude was infected, I heard he was not, but my point is that's a legit issue.
Yeah.
And you know, majority of disturbances are mental illness.
Mental illness. Right.
So, I mean, that's a system fuck.
Right.
It's fucked.
Right. Right.
But all I'm saying, to answer my own question, I would be pissed as fuck if my dad that happened. I wouldn't be pissed as if a robber shot him, because it'd be like, damn.
But if
he
he
just go
chose
trying
to-
to
if
help
he chose
somebody,
to do that,
he ain't gonna
though.
try to help somebody just to disarm him. You got your gun, you don't want to talk, and you get
Yeah,
killed.
what if he's
I'd
a
be
mental
pissed.
health
I'm
person?
like,
What if
he's
you
smarter,
know you
man.
got severe
I mean,
mental
one
health
of the
issues?
green birds and the paradise.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Listen.
That's my way to look at it. But not when you don't belong.
All right. Listen.
Oh
if you're not
my
when you don't
God.
belong, you still a martyr.
Oh my god!
Saving a white man land.
Here we go.
I would be pissed because I would just be like, you had your own weapon.
Even
you
if
should
he
defend
had
yourself.
mental health issues.
Again, from the video I saw, I don't know if that's
Right, we don't know the call.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
not
call.
anything.
And I saw his family and all them trying to stop him, and they couldn't stop him either. Like I said, I'm not justifying. I do not think, and like I said, I would pray because you never know until you're in that situation
Right.
that I would ever pull that many bullets on anybody. I mean, unless I really want to kill you, like I'm pulling. But I would think that he would at least and then try from there. But I don't know. I agree. I said it before. There was a lot of bullets, and that was too much. There was too many bullets.
So, all right.
But shooting itself, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna shift a little bit. So, I don't know if y'all. Y'all watch Lovecraft Country? You watch that?
No, I ain't watching.
You ain't watch it?
Nah, I couldn't. I tried to watch the first episode. There was too much shit going on.
So I like caught like my wife watched it, so I caught like bits and pieces of it. It's like everybody's like, oh my god, it's so great.
It was trash.
No, I liked it.
I was half asleep, but it was just too much going on.
Yeah, I don't like thriller, like horror stuff at all, but I did like that actually, and I have like a couple favorite episodes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it kind of focused on that like Tulsa. Mm-hmm. It was. So I got a group chat with some homies, and they was like, "Yo, like that Tulsa episode was like that joint was deep."
The one about the women shrinking was really good too.
Oh yeah, so that's the one I saw. It was good. It was good. It was so basically, to summarize for you, since you think it was trash.
No, it was just too much going on. I was asleep. I was tired that day. But I tried to watch it.
So the episode was basically it was like metaphorish about how women shrink themselves to fit in these spaces, and a lot of times it's fitting in their marriage, fitting in with their kids, or with society, work, say work and stuff like that. So I thought
that's funny.
No, yo, I'm listening, bro. I'm done.
So
that episode was really good, though.
So I don't know, like, is it something you feel like you can relate to, or?
Yeah, that episode.
I'm trying to throw you.
You throwing me a bone.
I'm trying to throw you something here. I'm trying to throw you something, and you ain't really picking up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's my. After I watched the episode, I think I even cried. I was like, wow, this is really like it's real all the time. You have to fit into something, you know, and definitely it was like that with my marriage. Like I always felt like I was, and I didn't realize it until later, I think. But even now, even trying to date, it's like I can't, like people are, I don't know, you like can't fully be who you are. Definitely at work. I mean, I'm like probably one of the youngest, one of the only black administrators there. I constantly feel like I'm, you know, having to censor myself to be a certain way so that people take me seriously when I'm, you know, coming in the room and I'm the only youngest black person there. Relationships, everything, all the time. I mean, right now I feel more comfortable with who I am, so I don't feel like I have to do that so much anymore because I just don't care as much. But I definitely feel like every single person, like friend that I had that watched the episode felt that. Every black woman.
Like, all the texting and like, oh my God.
No, shut up. But no, like people were like, yeah, that's real.
Hippolyta, yeah. No, I mean, so watching it, right, so I'm like... and
then the other thing was that, you know, she went back to her husband and told him about all the places that she went and all the things that she did without him. And he apologized to her for...
Oh, you about to cry right now.
No, not. He apologized to her for, like, you know, making her feel like she should shrink. And then they went together. You know what I mean? I'm like, that part don't never happen because black men don't apologize.
Really? Really? So, all right. So I watched it, and I'm not gonna lie. It make you so. One of the things that I always say is, or that I try to say is like, especially like when I'm talking to like people in relationships, is like, yo, you gotta want that other person to be great.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and
people don't want that though.
And if it's better for you.
People don't want that though.
I mean,
I know people that don't want that.
Some people, but people in general.
I mean,
I think people in general don't want that.
I don't like to speak in like absolutes either. So I agree with that. But I just was thinking like, in the past 9 years since I've been single, I've talked to hundreds of men, like hundreds of black men.
But we got to go through this.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, not even gonna be tonight, but we gotta break this shit down because you also in our conversation, you don't ever look at how you could have done it differently. Because we've talked about a couple of situations, we said some things, and you don't never look at a perspective from how you could have done it differently. Because I ain't the cutest motherfucker. I tell everybody that, but I've been in my share of relationships, and I could have been in more. And it's like I feel like. In all scenarios, it's like you kind of what you get is what you put out. So sometimes, so it's like it's certain things now. I got to borrow certain things I won't accept, and I got but I'm also I feel like I'm very also kind of like chameleon. Like if I'm
I mean,
I'm
not
gonna be
inflexible though. Like I'm really not.
So I
I'm
think,
really not. I mean, I know you don't know a lot about the guy. Like we kind of like joke here, but I'm not like.
That's why I said we gotta break it down.
Yeah, like I'm very like.
We gotta go through it. I'm not gonna blame you.
Yeah, no,
but I'm saying,
no,
but
I think both parties play
absolutely.
a part.
A big part.
I mean, one person it's not only one person's fault, but I'm just talking about my experience in general. A lot of men are not comfortable with that. Like they want you to.
I personally
shrink.
know a lot of like that don't push their partners to greatness, or it's a greatness that's
muted a little bit.
That's serving to them though.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like it made me like a little introspective about it. You know what I mean?
I think that can be, because I think in a male dominant trait, if you feel like you're that, what do you call it? What is that?
Chauvinist.
No, the fucking
listen.
Whatever that characteristic is, when you have that
machismo or
whatever they call it. When you have that alpha male type mentality, you might feel that way, and you maybe not. So I can see that as a male.
But
I can see that as a male issue. I'm not disagreeing with that.
I'm gonna hold you.
But I also think it's ways.
I think it's insecurity, bro.
It may be that too. But all I'm saying is, I can see in general navigating those waters. How you can still, if you know your man or know the person, how you can be able to accomplish those things, and it won't be like, I don't think it's adversarial as much as it's just natural.
It doesn't have to be.
I don't think most men is adversarial with it. It could be natural, because you don't. But I don't think it's at least.
I think it could be unintentional.
That's my point.
I definitely think it could be unintentional.
That's my point. It's just natural, just a natural reaction thing, as opposed to adversarial with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know. I'm like introspective like that, so I kind of self-reflect, and then I look at the situations around me, and I'm not saying all, you know what I mean, but I do think that at times it's unintentional, but
shit, my wife don't do as much as I want her to do. I'll be like, go do this. You should be. I lay the whole plan. You go do it. What the fuck you want to do? I personally have a belief. I'm with somebody, you're not better when I'm done with you. Then I ain't do shit. It wasn't a waste of time. Like anytime you're with somebody, I think for both parties, when you towards the end, you should be able to say I was better than before.
I joke with her all the time. Like I know I'm probably old school, sexist, chauvinist.
You're not really though.
I am. I'm Black people conservative.
Yeah, they are.
I'm pretty conservative.
But you don't want your wife home. I mean, your wife works. Your wife go. You know what I'm saying?
Conservatives voted for Trump.
But
that's his dues then.
But look, my wife worked. But if I could have it my way, she would, like, her work would be
like secondary.
No, I mean, if I could have it my way, her work would be like what she wanted it to be, not necessarily answering to something else outside.
But that's not chauvinistic. That's not secondary.
Yeah, that isn't.
I feel the same way. Like whatever my wife want to do, I'd rather her do, because the reality is, I'd rather you do something you like and be happy in the goddamn house,
right?
Than do some bullshit
and come home
when I gotta deal with the bullshit. I don't want to deal with the bullshit.
Nobody wants to.
Now I probably got to that point because I had some specific arguments like like my kids, my house, like.
Oh my god.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, bro. She might make more than you, though.
At least she don't got a shrink.
That's good, though. I'm happy with that. Listen,
but you can't tell her.
I ain't. Well, listen.
At least you don't got a shrink.
So look.
If she making more than you, bro, she can't be like,
nah.
Like, you
but the thing is, no, because people still, he could feel insecure about that, but if that's the case, then he doesn't.
No, I was just saying that you make complain. This is not correct.
Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. I still ascribe to classic gender roles and stuff like that.
Regardless how much.
Regardless of all that, I still ascribe.
So you pay all the bills.
I still ascribe to all of that.
You pay all the bills.
Listen, I already probably am in so much trouble right now already. So he trying to go.
You hold on all day.
He try to go like deeper. But
what's wrong with you?
I'm just saying.
I'm telling you.
I want to explain that. Elaborate on that.
So
you pay all the bills. That's what he said.
Oh my god! Why are you fucking with him? Can you stop?
It's cool. I'm just saying,
you fucked with me earlier, so he getting it back. Fuck that, man.
So yeah, I mean,
I hear what you're saying.
Anyway, that episode was hard to watch, but it was really good. I watched it twice actually.
I hear what y'all saying. I don't know. Maybe I got rid of that group chat we said. I got to introduce you to some dudes because I don't know. Like, I'm all about my wife winning.
winning. No, absolutely.
If she don't win, like, what the fuck? I don't want your agony and misery on me. Like,
that's not. But that's a different thing. That's not what he's exactly talking about.
No,
right?
I know he's talking about supporting them and what they want to do and making them if they go up big and all that shit. Like supporting them.
Insecure. Like,
I don't want that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I don't want anything. And if I see something, me and my wife, most arguments come because I'm telling her about herself, how you can become better.
Yeah,
and it's a fight.
People don't be wanting to hear it. People.
She don't.
No, I'm not talking about her.
No,
I'm just talking about
facts. She asked her. She don't.
Dudes,
but you tell her from when I met her, how she is now, night and day. And I've gotten better because my patience got better. I learned
you
upgraded
her.
I did. I've upgraded everybody I've been with. I've upgraded though. Don't get twisted. Don't get twisted.
Yeah, you got
I ain't talking about financials. I'm talking about
He's gonna say this whole text matrix of this.
Because if I'm
tax bracket went from this
my
to
job,
this.
your job as a man is to eliminate as a man, as a leader of family, you eliminate the barriers for your children, your family.
Your family, yeah.
So if I can move shit out the way and you can go and conquer some shit because I'm knocking it down, then that's what it's supposed to be.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the whole like people be like, what? Like it's people that's upset with even that because they kind of like as a man, you know, like what you do as a man.
I mean, I grew up in a very traditional house where
you said men be upset with that women.
I mean, it just is groups of. I'm sure there's some men in those groups, but it's groups of
women.
You know, people that want to knock down like gender roles.
See, but that's my point, though. Back to the point. I think people, and it kind of go back to what we originally talked about when you was talking about the dual consciousness. I'm gonna say the second
dual. Gosh.
Double conscious, dual, same difference.
So all right, just tie it in for me, brother.
I'm gonna tie it in. I think you can have gender roles, but not be tied to those mentalities of the negativity associated with it. So what I mean by that is you should have gender roles, I believe. I have gender roles in my household. But it's nothing against saying I can let my wife win. I can let her become big. I can let her grow up. So that's like two sides of the dichotomy of the same perspective. I got these gender roles, but I can still have this aspect of letting her win and supporting her to become bigger, even if it becomes better than me. And I feel that same way about America. I can have this belief that this shit wasn't created for us, but I can still have the belief that we can still try to make it better.
I mean, we could try.
And it might happen.
Listen, we could try.
It might happen.
And by no means when I'm talking about America, am I like, I'm just throwing my hands up. I mean, it's still, I have a balance between that personal accountability, that high level of achievement, and all of that, you know, at the same time.
Kids in private school.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Here we go.
So it's
Can we just leave season 1 and season 1?
I just said, no, I'm talking about the high level of accomplishment. I got you. In private school.
All right. So look, all right. So the Ice Cube thing, you follow that joint?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. So he did this contract with Black America.
You disagree with it?
I think that's what I want people with a platform to do.
I agree.
So he got together. The thing that frustrated me the most is most people didn't read it. Most people don't listen to what he actually said about it.
What did he say?
I mean,
I didn't hear what he said. I just read the thing. But I didn't.
So it was outrage because it basically is Trump people put out a tweet that said, "Thanks, Ice Cube. Thanks for working with us, Ice Cube." And you know that's what political camps do. Mm-hmm. But when you hear what he said and the timeline and the way that events unfolded, it's like, nah, that's not what happened. And when you read the contract, Ice Cube didn't write it. Mm-hmm. Ice Cube assembled a team of really smart Black people to come up with suggestions, and
was reparations in there?
Reparations were in there, and he defined who would get reparations in it.
Would Obama get them?
No, I don't think Obama would get reparations. No, he wouldn't.
Yeah, because he wasn't a.
I think one of your parents have to be in his. Like it got to be your mother. Like you gotta on one side, you gotta have a descendant. So, I mean, and he used his platform to take that plan and elevate it. So my thing was like, well, like where the outrage at? So most of the people are like, well, okay, but why now? But if you listen to what he said, with it's an overall increase in awareness of what's going on.
Agreed.
because of the police killings, and also it's election time. So you present these things when you get that kind of leverage, and it's an overall awareness, and because he actually said he started putting it together. Like it's not like he just put it together last week. If you read it, it's 22 pages. You know that it took more than a day.
A long time, yeah.
He actually completed it in August. So to me, it was like why the outrage?
I was reading some stuff too, was saying that it was like very male centric and like erased black women in it. I didn't read into it enough to know about it though, so I can't really comment on. But that's what some of the stuff I was.
Did you read any of it?
I hate that shit. But
You say you hate it?
no, I just
Yeah.
the feminist stuff is just. But I didn't read the whole thing. I read enough. No, because what you're saying, you said you didn't read it. So if you didn't,
No, I read part of it, but I wasn't.
You didn't gather that though. From
What I'm saying is that I didn't fully read enough of the critiques of it, is what I mean. But I remember reading that.
No, I read it, but I'm just saying sometimes people always, it's like you can't please everybody in documents, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the
God
concept.
forbid you should like include women and stuff. Jeez.
But did it say exactly what didn't include women? Exactly.
I mean, I don't know.
That's my point. So
but you don't either, though.
No,
so
but
you
I'm
can't
saying,
say
but
like, they're you can't make the argument that people are being overreactive when
I
you
didn't
don't
make
even.
the argument. I said I hate when that's the first thing that's being said. Instead
don't know
of
if that's
digging
the first
deeper,
thing, but
instead
I'm
of digging
saying.
deeper into the document. Just like the other first thing that was not first. This first I heard that, but the other thing that was being said was just because you're working with Trump, and I think that automatically the negativity was that. But the problem is that he put it before both camps, and Biden said we'll see you after the election, and Trump and them they had a meeting. So I don't see a problem with it, but I just think like you can't please everybody, and I just think the reality is people are not going to
like D.L. Hewley came out and
guilty.
Trashed him over it.
But I think people were just reading the headlines that he met with Trump.
I mean,
like when Kanye did and other bull.
So my issue is, So he just was like, "This is not what we need now. How could you support Trump?" But he not supporting Trump. He not even telling you to vote or not vote. He's saying if we gonna play the game, like you at least gotta have an ask. If you're gonna be involved, you at least gotta have an ask. And this is what I think, based on the information I gathered, this is what the ask should be. So then he tried to first of all, I was an Ice Cube fan back in the day.
Me too. I love
So his music always has had like a political and I'm not trying to make him out to be a scholar or because people like, oh well, you said in your song in 1996 you said I never had breakfast with the whatever. And I'm like
30 years ago.
Right. So I mean, it's just
I think people just reaction. Like I said, I think regardless what group of people, they're just reacting to it, and then you don't really dig into it. And like you said earlier, I think a lot of the concepts of it was decent as far as some of the police brutality stuff, some of the dressing,
the education stuff,
some of the community investing in the community. I think it was strong, and the only problem is I think you really can't hold. Unfortunately, I think he's starting at the president, and it sounds nice, but I think it should be like a local thing. I think
but he is. He's trying to get the.
No, I know. I'm just saying. If that manifesto should be presented at the county, the states that have the governors.
That's what he. But that's the thing. Like if you follow it, that's what he's doing. He's trying to get the governor of California. Like he's already been approaching those people with this. It's just that tweet came out.
From the president.
He never even met with Trump.
And that derailed everything.
No, then his team.
He met with Trump, people on Trump's team.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So because they reached out to him. So
no.
So I mean, just the whole thing, man. Like,
but what's they was trying to do some of that stuff with promised neighborhoods. Obama, the one who wouldn't get reparations. People say they didn't do nothing for black people. He was trying to know a lot of that stuff that he was doing. Promised Neighborhoods was doing a lot of stuff where he's going to take disadvantaged neighborhood and put, I think it was at $1.20 million in the neighborhood.
It was a program I was aware of.
He was doing some of that stuff. It was there.
I mean, I think it's all.
Listen, I'm not an Obama fan, to be honest with you.
I think it's all.
Yeah, I mean, Obama got issues.
I
don't like to say that around white people, but
they all got issues. That's my point. But I think, in my opinion, you really have to, in order, if you look at the plight of the black people, I think the real way to address it is like a grassroots by state. Because if you take certain things in a state, you can change it quicker. And then I think that can take like the lifetime love of people. And I say a quick example, not even like black people, just in general. Look at, what do you call it, healthcare for all. Like it started in one state by doing it, and then other states are saying, okay, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at same-sex marriage. It starts in one state, and people start looking at it as an act. Look at another last quick. Look at marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
It starts in one state. You got to get like somebody on board. You got to find one of these 50 states and find one person who's going to be pro-black and really push forward in advance, and then you'll still.
Yeah, but once you get out of 3 states,
no. But what I'm saying is, if you start in one state, other states will duplicate. This country does it all the time.
Yeah, but black issues don't like the stuff you're talking about affects white people.
Mm-hmm.
Marijuana, same-sex marriage.
Black issues affect white people. I mean, because if you
they do, but
they
don't
do.
think it
No,
does.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not
They
disagreeing.
do,
They
yeah.
do.
They don't think
But
so.
white people don't think that they do.
I agree with you. So what did I say earlier?
So when you go to
get
North
one
Dakota-
so if you get one state, right, to adopt it, and it becomes a quote-unquote model, then what you have is that advocate for it say, this is how it benefited other white people, and other states will start to do it. Because a lot of the other stuff, if you think about it, like Massachusetts with healthcare for all, it's benefiting a lot of minorities. So they're in theory, but then they start talking
let's
about how
think
it
about
other
that,
stuff,
right?
and they
It's
push
been
it out.
again a lot of Massachusetts. What do you think the makeup of Massachusetts?
It's majority white.
So while it is benefiting a lot of minorities, it's probably
Mostly benefiting white people.
mostly benefiting white people.
I agree.
So that's you know what I mean. And I'm not saying that the state by state. I'm just saying that when it comes to black issues, it don't work like that, bro.
I disagree with you, man.
I'm telling you, I read
Well,
so much
hold on.
about
So
this.
you tell me one state, or there's probably only one city that I know of in in a country of America, who's really revitalized black people. That's like Atlanta. And if you look at Maynard Jackson, how they did that and different aspects of that,
DC.
and that really didn't do it. But DC, a lot of them live off of the government contracts and stuff like that, because the government has where they have to do. The federal government they have to. So they hired it and all that shit. So it's a little different in DC. And you'll find also in most countries where the national capital is, you'll see most diversity with that because of the government. But my point I'm saying is, so that's one thing where I agree has never really been duplicated. But you tell me one state which has really tried to adopt an issue to address urban, let's say call it urban, right? For right now, it's called urban renewal, and have really done it holistically.
But this is you making a point that I'm
Yeah,
saying.
No, but
you
you
say the
say-
same thing, right?
No, because he's saying that it won't be done state by state. I'm saying if one state can do it,
Yeah, but one state.
But the rest of Georgia hasn't.
but Georgia hasn't. Georgia got problems.
Yeah.
I'm only talking about Atlanta got problems.
Take like
I'm only
Chicago,
talking about
right?
Atlanta. I was only talking about
Take
Atlanta business.
any-
I was only talking about Atlanta business, black business
Okay.
opportunity. I'm not talking about their city itself is fucked.
Okay.
I'm talking about the business opportunity for African Americans, the black wealthy millionaires. The opportunities in Atlanta financially, business wise, is much different than across the country if you're African American. But I'm just saying the urban, no one has really. So what I'm saying to you again, all I'm saying is with Ice Cube and anyone else, I think if you got a city and or a state that's just to really dig into those issues first and start 5-10 years having the data moving, I think you will see a change. I don't think it would ever happen if you go to the president. That's all I'm saying. If you go to the federal, that's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't disagree. I just when it comes to black issues, like it just when it comes to black issues, those things it's not going to happen the way same-sex marriage happened. That's the model. I agree with you that that's the model. I just don't
Not
see
same
it happen.
sex.
Well, I mean, when you think
But
about
I do think
the state by
healthcare.
state-
I think healthcare.
how about like
Yeah, but most white people benefit from this healthcare thing. They benefit from the marijuana thing. They benefit from the same sex.
Let me make a simple question, right? Let's assume tomorrow. Or is a perfect example.
Perfect example.
New York.
Yeah. New York.
Bronx,
Uh-huh.
not Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
Bronx and Brooklyn is two great examples. Those are all brown black people,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
When they went in, well, actually they let it go to shits and then basically allowed outside investments come in, and now those are ridiculously bedded places, right? If they would have done a dive into it where people could still keep their homes and or black people can invest in it and all that stuff where you can revitalize that could be a perfect example of where it could have been benefiting white people, because white people still would have been able to come into the market after the fact. and still been able to make money. So what I'm saying to you is that I'm agreeing with you that it has to benefit white people to move. But I'm saying if you people don't see that if you uplift. Another example, look at South Philly.
I agree with you.
No,
bro.
so but all I'm saying then is that if you uplift black people and you show a case study of how it's going to benefit white people, I think other states will start to adopt it.
They already know.
I don't think they know it. You know why? You know why I don't think they know it?
Listen.
Because urban renewal is still like, it's not really like.
Because we not worth it to them. They already know. Listen. So this is it's so many studies that's already done on what to do in the inner city, what to do with this, what to do with that, and how it could benefit everybody. But like diversity benefits everyone, right? It's so many studies that's already done, whether it was in the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, during the two periods of the Great Migration, like it was already done.
Name one situation. You well read, my well read brother. Name from Black and Noble, wherever you got your books.
Black.
Name, no, seriously. Name one city that you saying that it was an urban renewal.
No.
Y'all not talking about the same thing.
I'm saying the studies were done on the impact of that urban renewal and how everybody would benefit and be eating.
And I agree with that. But again, I don't think most white people are going to venture into that until they see the opportunity happening. For example, and I'm just talking about real estate, South Philadelphia. How long was South Philadelphia fucking the cruds? Right? Just shits.
Yeah, South Philly people.
It was just shits. Let me be realistic. I was living there. I was the shits. It was 1995. It was prostitutes from 15th and South to 15th and the 15th. Sex workers, prostitutes from 15th and South Street to 15th and Christian. It was a fact, just lined up. In 1995.
I got you.
What I'm saying
also means there was customers.
Until
people... John's. That's definitely John's. But until people started revitalizing that area and making that area reasonable and safe with different programs, then the white people started coming in. And then what happened was they didn't protect it. So what I'm saying to you is I would like to see one time in this country where we take an urban area, right? We revitalize it with the people still staying there and still maintain some type of mixture of, white, whatever, and use that as to say, hey,
also,
and when that happens, I think it grow.
All black people don't live in urban areas.
No, I agree.
This is the thing, though.
But the majority do, though. Majority do.
This is what you asking for is what was supposed to happen during Reconstruction. What was supposed to happen?
And they shot that. When we talk about that, they shot that down, though.
But it
was working. No, it worked, and they shot it down.
Right, because every time. So it was supposed to happen during Reconstruction. It was supposed to happen with the Land Grant Acts. It's supposed to happen in the 30s. It's supposed to happen in the 50s.
Tulsa, they burned it down.
No,
that was the 20s.
That already happened. It wasn't. See, you
listen.
The first two you mentioned were government affairs. I agree. I know more so about the Reconstruction situation.
So wait. So it's Reconstruction. It's the Land Grant Act period, right? Then
what we did 40 acres of move?
No. The Land Grant Act is basically how you can move and basically so two things happen with the land grant. One is all the colleges and universities. They got started. Even the private institutions got started with the Land Grant Act. The other thing was that you could move out west, and you could basically you could grab land.
Right.
It was like a land grab.
But it was only for the majority of white people.
Black people, no, mass groups of black people. So Tulsa was able to exist because of the Land Grant Act. And Tulsa, Greenwood, Rosewood, all of these different places was able
Rosewood, they was already existing, brother. Oh my God. I'm telling you.
How much time we got?
Listen, no, we about to wrap. We about to wrap.
It's Tulsa chalk. I don't know, but
so then they had these two different programs that happened during the period of the two different phases of the Great Migration, right? Where 6 million black people moved from the south to the north. During those periods, it was federal programs, right, that were out to help assist with living and help people that were moving from these rural areas to more urban, because it was still rural, but just not sharecropping.
What kind of programs?
There were federally funded programs.
What did I say?
You said government programs.
No, I did.
Oh my God.
You said private programs?
I said state.
Okay.
I said if you start and you show me one city,
So
on a local level, if a state can do it.
So Chicago, Chicago is where the majority of black people, the majority of black people went. They had a combination of state and federal programs, and
That's how the projects were started.
So what I'm saying is that what you're saying is all the capacity that's always there, but they just don't do it because they will. It don't matter if they're going to benefit. They just don't want to see black people benefit.
If you take that now, that's fine, brother. I'm telling you,
It's history.
I've seen it.
Listen, what somebody
I've seen
told
it
me
on a smaller scale being
look
done.
at
I've seen it on a smaller scale.
past over potential.
What do you mean?
So when you look at the past,
again, we cannot show me, and I'll give you $100.
$100.
$100.
All right.
You know, right now.
We got to wrap up.
And I'll put it in the next meeting. I'll give you $100 on the table.
100.
If you showed me a state that was focused on an urban renewal, that was doing kind of like what Hope 6 kind of tried to do, which is doing affordable housing as well as commercial.
So what are the parameters of this 100? I got to find a specifically tailored program.
I'm saying you fucking asking. I'm telling you.
But why are you focused on urban though?
No,
I mean, there's a lot
if you look at the study, majority of black people live in urban areas. That's a fact. That's just a fact.
I agree.
So what I'm saying to you is, if you want to fix up African Americans initially, you look at the urban areas. You look at the urban have the most highest crime rate, poorest education, and the lowest income. A lot of times, the urban areas. That's where they struggle.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about like Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina.
Their city is still urban. Jackson is urban in some aspect. But anyway, my only point is, you showed me a state which had a program that focused on their urban areas, right? And they were looking at two or three parts. I won't say the whole canvas because you got a whole holistic approach. One is housing plight. Two is actual home ownership. And then three is education.
All right.
And what I'm saying to you is, if you looked at that and said, let's try to do that and see what that community look like later. The closest I think you can find is, I hate to say it because I'm not the biggest fan, but the Promised Neighborhood. I don't know what happened with the project. Next time I'll look and see what happened. But they did that, where they looked at the very poor urban areas and said, how can we fix them up? And what I'm saying to you is, I would like to see those that occur, and then you try to reduplicate it across other states.
All right, man. We got to wrap. We got to wrap it up. So, Mook booked the fireworks today, right?
I ain't bringing shit.
He made a lot of enemies.
So look,
he went South Philly, sex
season
workers,
2,
fat girls,
episode 1.
Who else made it? Johns,
extraordinary niggas.
Who else made it?
Listen, Johns.
People who watch Lovecraft Country.
Right.
I didn't watch it.
So, all right, look. Extraordinary niggas.
This is probably my last time.
No. We need you.
You already said watch it here.
We need you, Doc. You bring some banana pudding.
Nah, fuck that.
Let's fuck it up.
I phone home Bernard, cause my aliens do facelifts. I drive on the car, dripping skin is the replacement. I penetrate their garbs and free souls from their cages. I handmade the parts that they sew into their phrases. You can't pronounce war, so that shows your limitations. I've traveled from afar, can't go back to where I'm stationed. I don't think about the scars, I just think about the graces. My darkness super heavy, I make supernova praises. If you ain't wrecking with me, nigga, don't come check up on me. You ain't wrecking with me, nigga, why you checking for me? If you ain't wrecking with me, nigga, don't come check up on me. You ain't wrecking with me, nigga, why you checking for me? You ain't wrecking with me, nigga, don't come check up on me. If you ain't wrecking with me.